Have you ever seen a dream house featured in a publication and said to yourself, I want to live there? Hi everyone, Ken here. Welcome to this house. Today we are exploring Frank Lloyd Wright's Still Bend in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of This House. In 1938, Life magazine reached out to several prominent architects to commission a series of dream houses for an article titled 8 Houses for Modern Living. The article would feature 8 houses designed for typical American families with household incomes ranging from $2,000 to $10,000 per year, setting the maximum to the modern equivalent of $213,000. When Frank Lloyd Wright was contacted by Life magazine, he jumped at the opportunity. After evading scandal and tragedy, which we covered in depth during a previous video, his career came to a screeching halt. After many years had passed and people's memories started to fade, he made his way back into the limelight, taking on as much media exposure as possible. He quickly set out to design a set of house plans to showcase his mastery of architecture. Per Life magazine's parameters, he was to design a house for the Blackburn family, who would require a large area for entertaining while on a budget. Their total combined annual income was around $5,000 per year, the modern equivalent of around $100,000 per year. The house would be themed around the concept of a social club, with a large living room measuring 65 feet long, which would blend indoor and outdoor spaces, spilling out onto a terrace with a massive in-ground swimming pool. Additionally, the house would feature several guest rooms and boast brand new technology, such as a purely theoretical in-floor heating system. Unfortunately, the project went far beyond the Blackburns' means, and they declined to build the house. But all the while, the plans were circulating in one of Life magazine's most popular issues of the year, catching the attention of successful businessman Bernard Schwartz. He and his wife Fern swooned over the house plans, and when news broke that the Blackburns had rejected the plans, they hopped in their car and drove to Wright's office in Taliesin. They excitedly told him that they would like to have the house built for themselves, and Wright agreed to take them on as clients. He offered several modified versions of the house plan, but Bernard and Fern wanted the house to be built exactly as they had seen it in the magazine, only choosing to raise the ceiling height in the living room and change out a handful of finishes to include red brick and red Tidewater cypress. Entering the home, you would arrive in the foyer, finished out with Cherokee red floors below red brick walls and a red Tidewater cypress ceiling. In his signature style, Wright incorporated low ceilings and planned for a limited amount of lighting to create a dark compression of space before dramatically releasing the space. Continuing on, the space opens up, placing the ceiling at double height as the stairs to the second floor sneak out of sight. From here, we can turn around to see the living room, glowing in a red hue as sunlight hits the Cherokee red floors. Wright played with lighting in this room, having it appear golden by night, and at sunrise, sunlight interrupts the shadows with perfect parallelograms extending across the floor. As we make our way through the living room, we will notice that the fireplace is L-shaped with 2 openings, each kept out of sight from each other. Rounding the brick chimney, we find its other opening cozied up to built-in seating. We are now in the library, with floating bookshelves extending from the secondary strips of wall paneling. We can now cut back across the living room towards the foyer and turn to the left to find the dining room, tucked away in its own corner of the house. Wright used linear elements to make the space feel larger, exaggerating and emphasizing the size of the vertical axis by wrapping the room in floating shelves perfectly flush with the unique and geometric windows which he designed specifically for this house. Across the foyer from the dining room was Bernard and Fern's bedroom, which included a private terrace. While it was still somewhat uncommon for the time, Wright included a full private bathroom suite off the bedroom. Upstairs, we will find a balcony overlooking the living room and begin exploring the maid's room. The maid's bedroom, though simple, contained plenty of multifunctional space for storage and was flooded by natural light from floor-to-ceiling windows opening out onto a terrace. Up here, we will also find another full bathroom, though, if you notice, the door opens into the toilet, a direct result from a later change to the house plan. Bernard and Fern loved their dream home and made the difficult decision to sell it in their later years. Thankfully, the house has been cared for and well maintained by its owners throughout the years. Today, though the house is privately owned, it is available for tours and can be rented out as a vacation rental. When Frank Lloyd Wright reflected on his design for Life magazine's article, he wrote, "American family is unlike any other in the world, and I think this plan recognizes it for pretty much what it is, a little private club, with special privacies, ultra conveniences, and a style all the while." If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time on This House.